Dodgers and Rockies playing the rubber game of their three-game series. It's also the final game of 13 games in 13 days for the Dodgers, and on the line is 4 series wins during this stretch. Roki Sasaki will be getting the ball coming up here a little over 10 minutes from now. For just the 4th time this season, Andy Pages will not be starting in center field tonight. Instead, it is Alex Call getting the call. But first, he's with Kirsten for today's Dodger Voice, brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa.
Well, I am joined by Alex Call, and Alex, tonight you're starting in center field. Is it an adjustment just playing in different stadiums, but specifically here at Dodger Stadium in center field?
You know, I don't think it's too much different. I think just you got to be ready for the ball. As far as like, it's got a little bit more pace. You know, keep the grass nice and short. We play a fast-playing surface, so nothing too different. Got to be ready, get good jumps, and go track it down.
It's always funny because whenever Andy's out there, it feels like he commands the entire outfield. How do you manage just being the commander in center field, but kind of managing just left and right?
Yeah, I mean, try to just go after every ball, and if I can get it, be loud, and then you know, try to even be louder than loud so that everybody can hear me, and there's no lapse in communication, and everybody's on the same page. So yeah, just got to make sure you take charge, take command, and let everybody know where you're at.
When we were on the road and we were in Minnesota, we were talking about how just you're feeling that kind of consistency at the plate. You're really pleased with your quality of at-bats. How are you feeling right now, just kind of where you are at offensively?
Yeah, I think I'm in a good spot. It's great to, you know, be back in the lineup and just be able to help whatever way I can, take quality at bats, see a lot of pitches, and get on base. So I think I'm in a good spot and feeling good, and hopefully have a great night tonight.
When you look at just this team, you guys are coming off of a tough loss last night. Dave Roberts even talked about it. Just, you know, you guys are so in tune with being defensively in sync. When there are a few miscues, things happen. But ultimately, this is a team that is excellent with getting back on track. You guys are the best in baseball when it comes to picking up a win following a loss. What is it about this group that allows you guys just to do that, turning the page so quickly and efficiently?
I mean, I just think it comes to the quality of players that we have, the quality of veteran leadership, and just, I mean, our defensive overall is so good. I mean, how many times have we thrown guys out at the plate on bang-bang plays that, you know, makes the difference? You know, I think we're #1 in baseball in defense, and so, I mean, it's just kind of, you turn the page, and, you know, I don't expect it to, you know, linger at all, and we have guys that are full professionals and just really impressive how we go about our business. So should have a, you know, tonight, and you know, we'll get back on track.
What's it like being a part of this kind of bang plays, as you mentioned? Just when you think about how getting an outfield assist or any of the sorts, like, what is that like for a defender like yourself?
I mean, it's fun. It's fun. You're thinking about grabbing the ball and getting it in and throwing an accurate, strong throw, and then it's kind of out of your hands. You're like, you know, there's a lot of things that can go wrong. You know, it's one little bobble, one little extra, one little short hop, or whatever. It doesn't take much for the guy to be safe. So when you see them executed, you know, on a routine basis by our team, it's really impressive, but it's really not that easy.
Yeah, when you primarily have been at the corners, do you take some extra reps in center to prepare for a start there?
Yeah, sometimes it's just that's where the most space is. So if I want to get out there and shag, you know, and we have 2 groups of BP, so you know, I just like to catch as many balls as I can. So sometimes the pitchers are throwing in left field, so I'll move around right, left, center, and just, yeah, track it out. I mean, it's kind of the easiest to play center. You just get to see the ball so much more clear. You can see what side of the plate it's going to. You kind of get a lean on each side. So I've always felt it's easier to get reads and play the ball in center. So, yeah, hopefully get some good plays tonight.
All right, Alex, thank you as always, and best of luck this evening.
All right, thank you.
Dodgers are at the end of playing 13 games in 13 days. Jerry, Alex Call has only started 1 game so far during this long stretch. So as a player, how do you keep yourself ready when you're not getting any kind of consistent playing time?
It is so hard to do, and this is why you have to have a guy like Alex Call on your roster. He's a guy that you can start just like Miguel Ross. You start him once a week, once every 9-10 days, and he gives you great at-bats. That is an art, an absolute art to do that. He never complains. He knows his role, and you need guys like that that know their role. He puts the bat on the baseball. That's all you can ask for. Like I said, it gives you good at-bats, professional at-bats. I do love that he bat flips when he does draw a walk every once in a while. Nomar loves it as well. It's not easy. And here's another thing, too, and I talked to Alex Call several weeks ago. That VR machine that they have, it allows him to stay fresh, and he keeps his eyes trained, so when he does take those at-bats, when he hasn't seen live pitching in 7 days, 8 days, he hits the ground running and gives that good at-bat. We didn't have that back in the day, Nomar, and I know you were an everyday player. You didn't really need that. But when I played in the dark ages, I could have used that VR machine to help my at-bats. But Alex, make no mistake about it, Alex Call is a guy that you got to have on this team because he always gives you that effort.
It's definitely a challenge. There's no question about that. It's really interesting because there were times where everyday players, we used to marvel at guys who didn't play very much, and then they came out. I mean, we used to marvel at Carlos Baerga, like, no, all of a sudden off the bench, here it is, knock here, like he's like just a veteran and everything, you know. And then you'd have guys like Carlos Baerga go like, I marvel at you as an everyday player. No, like it was like there was such a mutual respect against those who didn't play each and every day, and then they came in and act like they can pick up wherever they left off and still give you quality at bats, and then on the flip side still respect all those guys who do play every day. So, but you need both of those types of guys.
Absolutely, and this is why you have veteran guys that are in this role, because they've had so many at bats. They were everyday players, and they've had thousands of plate appearances, so now they know exactly what they need to do. So you can go 4, 5, 6 days without even seeing a live at bat, but you remember. You have that call to remember to have the good at bat. That's why young players, it is so hard because they're still learning themselves to have those type of at bats when you haven't seen a live arm in a week.
Good to have veteran guys like Alex Call and Miguel Rojas on that Dodgers bench so they can come in and never miss a beat. We're getting close to first pitch here at the Ravine. Another Shohei Ohtani bobblehead night. Last night he belted career home run number 300. Is 301 in store tonight? We will be calling our shot next. Access Sportsnet Dodgers is brought to you by your Toyota dealers. We make it easy. Eliezer Alfonso Jr. to get his first major league hit tonight. But Jerry, why don't you lead us off on the other shot calls? Who you got?
You know, I'm going with a guy that had some success in the past against the Rock Show. He is your starting third baseman for the National League. I'm going Max Muncy, huge night.
Well, that's great. Yes, Alfonso. And then also, I'm going a veteran guy that we love. I just love watching him hit. He is your starting first base. I'm going Freddie Freeman.
Well, since you guys didn't take the guy on his bobblehead night, I'm going to have to take Shohei Ohtani because he did hit number 300 last night. So I think Shohei, you got to ride the hot hand with him tonight on his bobblehead night. Usually does something special. Producer pick, Chris is going to ride with Mookie Betts, feeling refreshed after getting last night off. All right, so it's Roki Sasaki on the mound tonight for the Dodgers, coming off the shortest outing of the season for himself. Only 3 innings against the Padres. He allowed 6 runs. It's been a rough stretch for him over these last 4 starts. Nomar, how does he get back on track tonight?
You know, have you ever seen when pitchers, you know, whenever they're looking inside their hat, they're looking at scouting reports, and sometimes pitchers write things on their bill as motivation. Just write command. I need command. Command. Fastball command. FB command is the key.
I concur.
That's great analysis right there, John.
Are you out of words because you did a whole 60-minute pregame show? Let's send it upstairs to Joe and EK. Joe, take it away.
Baseball history. All right, guys, the series rubber match here between the Dodgers and the Colorado Rockies. Game 3 of this 3-game series as the first half winds down. And we welcome you inside. Hope you're having a great week so far. Joe Davis and Eric Karros. Dodgers win in extra innings on Monday. The Rockies come back to take last night, and so tonight to decide this series.
The Dodgers have an opportunity to win the series tonight. The beauty of baseball, you always have a game the following day, so you can wash off what went on last night, right the ship, and like I said, get a series win.
And Roki Sasaki will start for the Dodgers in this game. Will try to right his own ship. It's been rough the last few.
Yeah, it really has. And he's gone a tail. The season's gone not so good. Then had a stretch where he threw pretty well. And then he's in a stretch, as you mentioned, he's got to right the ship. This is a great opportunity for him, though, because this is a team that chases. They're very aggressive. When Roki is good, he gets teams to chase. He's got to make competitive pitches. He'll be in good shape. Gabriel Hughes is going to be on the other side. He's getting his first start in the big leagues. He's from Gonzaga. Dodgers are going to see a guy that they haven't seen before. We'll see how he handles pitching at Dodger Stadium.
Let's go to the field now. Here's Kirsten Watson.
Thanks, Joel. Today for the Dodgers, it's about getting back on track. Last night, they're coming off of a tough loss. Of course, in that one, they had the lead into the 8th inning. They had the 2 errors, ultimately gave up 3 runs. So today is about that reset. And the good thing is that they are excellent at it, the best in baseball. They have a record of 23-9 following a loss. And Dave Roberts today, when he was asked just about how his team's able to turn the page so effectively, he said it's because his team is resilient and they understand that when it comes to baseball, there are going to be good days and bad days, but it's about leaving the bad in the past and resetting the next day. So he believes his team will do that tonight, guys.
All right, Kirsten, as they try to finish off a series win against the Rockies, and you better have arrived early today because it's the Ohtani Greatest Game bobblehead giveaway commemorating Game 4 of the National League Championship Series. First pitch coming up.
Chosen by Dodgers manager Dave Roberts. Leading off, designated hitter number 17, Shohei Ohtani.
Through the All-Star break, and don't think about Cabo yet, Jerry, right?
No, I would focus. I would say, listen, I want to enjoy my margaritas. I'm not going to enjoy my margaritas if I'm 0 for and I haven't played well, and I want to win. You want to win and earn those margaritas in Cabo.
No question, the margaritas taste so much better after W's.
Plus, if the Dodgers want to win the series, Jerry, tonight.
It is an absolute must-win. You have to win this ball game. Get it done.
Dodgers trying to win all 4 series on this stretch of 13 games in 13 days. It will be Roki Sasaki on the mound coming up after the break.
Carl's Jr. saving you big with a $5.99 maxed out double stack spicy chicken sandwich. The new Spicy Chicken Max. And by your Southern California Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Beautiful day in Los Angeles. Dodgers and Rockies wrapping this 3-game series under light blue skies. The Rockies showing that they will not quit. They scored 3 runs to force extra innings on Monday and scored 3 runs to win the game last night. More runs than anybody in baseball from the 8th inning on. 5-2 in this month of July. They're scoring 8 runs per game this month. Making things difficult on the 2-time defending champ. Let's see the lineup for the first game of this series, or for the 3rd game of this series. It's the first time they face a right-hander, so it's going to be a little bit different than we saw the last 2 games of Lauer and Robleski, the 2 lefties. McCarthy moves up to the top. Mickey Moniak bats second. Cole Carrick, the rookie, is the 3-hitter, followed by T.J. Rumfield, another rookie. Kyle Karros just exceeded his rookie status at the end of last season. So a few youngsters right there through the heart of the lineup, with Troy Johnston, top 5 in the league, hitting .310. Edward Julian's at second base, hitting 7th. Ezekiel Tovar went deep on Monday night, and the catcher Brett Sullivan bats 9th. Still no Hunter Goodman, out with the wrist injury. So it is Sasaki's against San Diego on Thursday. 6 runs allowed over the first 2 innings of that ball game, and in his last 4 starts, that's now 19 in his last 17 innings.
So, but he has an opportunity tonight to turn things around. You see where he's been bit, obviously the control, the walks, the home runs. But this is a team that chases, and that's where he excels, Roki, when he's throwing pitches just around the zone, not necessarily strikes, and teams are aggressive. He'll do well. This is what he's going to go at the guys with. It's the 4-seamer, the splitter, the slider. The forkball is basically nil. He doesn't use that anymore. But the key is going to be establish the 4-seamer, but keep all 3 of those pitches around the plate.
Well, the Rockies saw him back in April, and there were 10 base runners against him over 4 2/3 innings in that game. 33 forkballs, like you said, that's gone. The splitter is in. Now, to your other point about to get that chase, he's got to be in the strike zone, and lately he has not been in the strike zone enough to warrant getting the chase.
Right, just make these Rocky hitters have to make a decision, and then he'll be successful.
He's trying to get off to a better start than he did last week against the Padres right away. Remember, Fernando Tatis Jr. crushed that double on the first pitch of the game, and it was a sign of what would come with 7 hits, all of them for extra bases over those first 2 innings. So looking for a bounce back outing as Jake McCarthy climbs in. Sasaki comes home, and off we go with a fastball that's lifted to center field. And like his last start, it's put in play, but much different result. Weak fly to center field, 1 pitch, 1 out.
You can breathe a little bit there if you're Roki. Again, I'm sure there's a lot of anxiety for him, and he wants to do well, and real important to get off to a good start.
Brings up Mickey Moniak. Left fielder for the Rockies today. 2 for 4 yesterday, hitting above 400 over his last 8 games. And in his second season with Colorado, finally doing what folks thought he would do a decade ago when he was the very first pick of the draft of the Philadelphia Phillies. Made it to the majors with the Phils, never hit. Traded to the Angels, didn't really hit much there. Had a good first season with the Rockies last year, but this year he's leading the league in slugging. Part of that is he's been put in good spots. Part of that is he's hitting at Coors Field. But no matter how you slice it, by far his best season. And an 0-2 from Sasaki. Swings and misses, and he carves him up right there, getting the chase because he established the strike zone with the first couple pitches.
Yeah, he started off with that first pitch fastball. I think he did an offer at it, and then he just put him away with the splitter. And again, yes, he has to throw strikes, but if he's just close to the plate, especially with that splitter, he's going to get a lot of swing and misses.
If he gets 7 Ks in this game, him and the bullpen together, you're going to get that free Jumbo Jack tomorrow with the purchase of a large drink. Help get you through that off day. Strike on Cole Carrick. He was not at the majors when Sasaki faced the Rockies back in April. He's come up and he has crushed it. About a month in the major leagues, top 10 hitter in the league, 5 of 9 in this series with 5 runs scored, and a game-tying 2-run double on Monday night. Here he pokes one off the end of the bat, and here to left field, and Sasaki on 6 pitches goes 1-2-3 in the first. Shohei Ohtani to lead things off a night after 300 and on his bobblehead night. Version of the greatest game, the National League Championship Series Game 4 earlier this season. Today they give away the pitching bobblehead, the one that had 10 strikeouts on the day that the hitting version had 3 home runs. The order's presented by your SoCal Helpful Honda dealers. He leads off. Tommy Edman bats second with Andy Pajes getting a rear day off. Freeman, Betts, and Muncy. Tasker, Hernandez, Kyle Tucker. Rare start for Alex Call, and Alfonso makes his second major league start at catcher. Gabriel Hughes, the pitcher for the Rockies, makes his first start in the major leagues. And Ohtani's the first guy that he faces. He fouls it off, strike 1.
Yeah, how about that? And you're doing it at Dodger Stadium. You're facing arguably the greatest player to ever put a uniform on. You see what he did against the Giants, and that was a save. The game was really put away, but he threw 3 innings. This is what he used in that ball game. You see the 4-seamer, sweeper, curveball, the changeup. His 4-seamer has some interesting characteristics. It's not necessarily a straight 4-seamer. It has a lot of cut to it.
His mom's favorite pitcher was Mariano Rivera, so she told him all about the cutter. He tried to manipulate it a little bit as a kid, and it's kept that movement that he worked on as a kid. So you see the 2 pitches that he essentially relied on, basically tailored his arsenal to being a reliever in those 3 innings on Friday, but he is a 6-pitch guy. Inside with a sweeper right there to even it up 2-2. First round draft pick in 2022 out of Gonzaga. And his first major league start coming here at Dodger Stadium. Rocks and fires a 2-2, and Ohtani sends a high fly ball to shallow right field. And Troy Johnston and Hughes can say that the first batter that he faced in his first start was Ohtani, and he got him.
I think for the Dodgers, you can look at all the scouting reports, and there really isn't, you're not going to stand in against him off the traject machine just because there's probably not a ton of info. So it may be a learning process. Get through one time through the order before you see some real effective swings.
This guy's been rolling. You go back to his final few weeks in the minor leagues. He's got 27 consecutive scoreless innings. Tommy Edman grounds one through and has a base hit. We finally found a 2-hitter. It has been a black hole for the Dodgers for a lot of this season. Now Pages has started to even things out lately. But Edman hitting there for the first time this year, singles on the first pitch he sees.
I mean, I think Tommy would make a lot of sense. The only issue is if you're the opposing team, how many times are you going to pitch around Shohei to get to Tommy Edman? You know, when it's Freddie Freeman or Mookie Betts, it just feels tougher to do.
Freddie Freeman. Now, there's been, I think, a wave the last few years saying that lineup construction is overrated. Do you agree with that, or do you look at things like you're talking about protection and who's in front of you, who's behind
with
you?
Shohei?
Real, just kind of period.
Well, so I don't think I can make a general statement about that, but I will say who hits behind Shohei is paramount to how Shohei is going to get pitched. I mean, we've seen it just this series, and as of late, Pages is getting all the opportunities. He's getting them all. And, so now is it going to be Tommy Edman?
There it is today as Pages gets his first day off in more than a month, just his third day off this season. And in the same way Dave Roberts can plug Tommy Edman anywhere in the lineup defensively, he can put him anywhere in the batting order. 2 balls and a strike on Freddie Freeman. Pokes one to left field, down the line, foul. Freeman had 2 hits yesterday. He's hitting .400 over his last 14 games. And back to mid-May, one of the top hitters in baseball.
I mean, I think in a perfect world, I'm hitting Freddie or Tucker behind, Kyle Tucker that, had played in the previous years.
Does he keep this one fair? Yeah, he does. It trickles into foul ground. Chased down by Moniak. Double for Freddie Freeman.
Hughes tries to go with that four-seamer on the inner part of the plate. Freddie does such a nice job keeping his hands in, letting the ball travel, and flipping it down the left field line.
2 away from Pudge, and Robinson Cano for 26th on the all-time list. Good chance he climbs into the top 20 this season. Second and third for LA. Up comes Mookie Betts, trying to give them what they couldn't get last night, and that is a hit with a runner in scoring position. Had just 1 for 12 as a team. Alex Freeland, the only guy that came through in that situation, and El Bencho.
Right, 3 hits and gonna cool you off a little, Alex.
Betts had the day off yesterday. First game of the series was 0 for 5. That snapped what was a 16-game on-base streak for him. So back to your conversation about perfect world, who you'd hit second. Handedness doesn't matter to you?
No, it does, but like for Freddie's neutral. Like, I don't care if there's lefty or righty. Mookie would be nice too. I mean, you've got a plethora of options, and I don't think that you shy away from those guys just because earlier in the year they didn't have success.
Out, ball 3 on Betts. And there's also the idea that Mookie has seemed to like this cleanup spot. Maybe that's coincidence,
right.
But right, 282 there, below 200 everywhere else. Hits for Edman and Freeman. 3-0 on Mookie Betts. And the pitch from the rookie Hughes. Green light, fouled off. Well, this is a lot coming at you for Gabriel Hughes, who got brought up last Wednesday, didn't make an appearance until Friday. And he said both days before Friday, so all 3 days going into that outing, he would go to the mound before the game, do some visualization, do some breath work, because he knew it was going to be heavy when he got out there for the real thing. And he said even with that work that he did, that preparation he did, he got out there and he said, thought I was prepared, but man, oh man, this is a big deal, and he's got to live that again. You're making his first start in a place that even much more experienced pitchers and players will tell you can be heavy. Looking up at that wall of people and this wave of sound that often washes over this place. 3-2. Taken away, and the bases are loaded.
It's a great take by Mookie right there. A competitive pitch, and he had just been aggressive on the previous two with a 3-0 count and then a 3-1 count. Just so good.
2 hits and a walk have loaded the bases up. And Max Muncy gets ready to bat. Let's get a word from Carl's Jr.
Yeah! Carl's Jr. is saving you big with a $5.99 maxed out double spicy chicken sandwich.
Well, Muncy's got 8 career grand slams. Out of his 17 home runs this season, none of them have been grannies. Got a bunch through his big league career. Only Gil Hodges has more in Dodger history.
Max smoked a few balls last night, got nothing to show for it. And that pitch that he hit 3-0 was a rocket to right field. Got a nice offer for that. So he's due. He's due for some good karma.
Bases loaded, 1 away. Hughes to Muncy. Tries to lay off, but he went around, strike 1. So Muncy, first couple of months of the season, was not hitting with runners in scoring position, but he's been their best guy in these situations the last month or so. For a while, the only way he was getting RBIs is when he was homering, knocking himself in. 17 home runs, 40 driven in this year. Headed to the All-Star game for the first time in 5 years. The 1-1 pitch. Muncy takes ball 2, and it gets by, and it's a wild pitch that'll produce the game's first run. Tommy Edmonds in to score, and the Dodgers are on the board first.
It's a curveball, and Sullivan, I mean, the way he tried to catch it instead of trying to move his glove and dropping it, I think he thought he was going to catch it in the air, but that really falls on the catcher right there.
That's Brett Sullivan, the 3rd catcher they've used in as many games in this series, with Goodman getting hurt in the first game. It is obviously a huge loss for the Rockies. Mostly for his offense, 2nd in the league in home runs, but his defense has gotten better and better too, Goodman has. Dodgers looking for a crooked number here in the first inning. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Muncy. Freeman at 3rd and Betts at 2nd. Hughes delivers. Count goes full.
Well, the Dodgers had a number of opportunities last night to really open up the game, and they didn't. And they let the Rockies stay around, and then some unfortunate things, they end up losing the game. They've got to blow this thing open right now.
2nd walk. 4 straight base runners for the Dodgers against Hughes. And now the bases loaded chance belongs to Teoscar Hernandez. 4 for 27 since coming off of the injured list. One of those 4 hits. This grand slam to beat San Diego on Friday night. Foul tip, strike 1. Going 2. .25 pitch first inning for Hughes, still looking for his 2nd out. Eder Hernandez 0-2 though. Here he comes and misses away. 24 years of age, born in Alaska, grew up in Idaho. Both of his parents were doctors. They moved to Idaho when he was very young. Brings the 1-2 pitch to Teoscar Hernandez. This one squirts through the legs of Sullivan but stays in the area, and the count evens 2-2.
Well, he got his first 2 strikes against Teo on the 4-seamer. Thrown 2 sliders, and Teo's just looked at him. Really non-competitive pitches. I mean, if you're Teo right now, I think you've got to be sitting on the fastball. Just hasn't been able to demonstrate any control with that slider.
Oh, good one right there. Cutting fastball for strike 3. 4-seam, but I mean, you can see.
Yeah, it's got cut action. And that's the thing. It registers as a 4-seamer, but it has the characteristics of a cutter. And you really want to draw something Dodger fans are familiar with. It's the Kenley Jansen type pitch.
Gripped it like a 4-seam and just had that natural movement. So it's up to Tucker to make this more than just the tin soldier, and it is a changeup for strike 1. Last couple of days, kind of a microcosm of a lot of this season for Tucker, where there's the flash of the 3-hit game on Monday, but then unable to build off of it. Went 0 for 4 yesterday. Two hits, 2 walks in the inning. Running the bank on the wild pitch. Now Tucker taken away, and it's 1-1.
30 pitches already for Hughes, and compare that to Roki. Roki had 6.
Yeah. Well, it's not going to be too many more pitches before Warren Schaefer has to think about having somebody warming just for the sake of his arm health. Shot to left field. Moniak can't get it. Tucker delivers a 2-out, 2-run single, and the Dodgers cash in the first.
It's a great at-bat by Kyle Tucker, and very important in that it gets the Dodgers some breathing room as far as it's a 3-run lead right now. If they only came out of this with 1 run, it's like, oh man, here we go again, much like last night. Huge hit for Kyle Tucker. Huge, huge for the Dodgers.
Huge for the guy, huge for the team. 3-0 in this first inning, and it gets Alex Call to the plate, the 8th man to bat in this inning. And he takes a sinker downstairs, ball 1. Well, playing time has been hard to come by for Alex Call, really since coming to the Dodgers, but especially the last couple of weeks since Oscar Hernandez has been activated again. This is just his 2nd start the last 2 weeks. And it comes in center field today, giving Pages the break. Challenges right here. ABS powered by T-Mobile. And they're going to lose their first challenge in the first inning.
The call's confirmed. The pitch is a strike. Los Angeles has 1 challenge remaining.
Muncie's the runner at second. Tucker's at first. Hughes to the plate, and Call takes strike 2.
Oh, no. No. So the first one was okay. I can kind of see it because it's a 2-0 count or 1-1, but you can't use 2 challenges. I mean, that just, whether you're right or wrong, you can't challenge the second. Man, a BS challenge.
Oof. I immediately after that looked down to the Dodger dugout to see the reaction, and the most emphatic one came from Jason Hayward, who's now an assistant with the team. He's in uniform in there. He shot straight up, walked down off of the top step, couldn't believe it.
Pajas and Rushing are in there going, yeah.
Not us. Can you believe it? Everybody's saying nope.
Pajas got a smile on his face.
Oh, I love it. Can you believe it's a call? Well, you better make up for it.
One of the things, though, that we're going to have to watch is Rockie taking the ball to the top of the inning. I mean, he's been sitting around for a while, and just especially coming off a 6-pitch inning.
Pitches in this first, and this is a guy who's only a couple years removed from Tommy John surgery. One of their top prospects, an organization that has to hit on a few of these pitching prospects, has to protect the ones that they feel good about. Deuce is wild, another 2-2 pitch, the 8th one to call. And he's down on strikes, but the Dodgers get 3 in this first inning, and call here in the booze right there after he burns both challenges.
Fans can bid right now on incredible memorabilia and exclusive Dodgers experience, all while supporting the Dodgers Foundation's programs that help young people thrive both on and off the field. Scan the code or visit Dodgers.com/auction.
Well, it's a good problem to have, but Roki Sasaki about 24 minutes between pitches. Picks up right where he left off in that 6-pitch first. Pours in strike 1 to T.J. Rumfield.
How about 7 pitches, 7 strikes?
Dalton Rushing was saying after Sasaki's last start that he feels like it's not a command thing as much as it's a conviction thing, that the lack of command is coming because he's not fully convicted. Rushing said the stuff's still there, the pitches are still moving, trust it, attack with it. And it feels like, and a lot of the people with the Dodgers seem to feel this way, that it's there when he chooses for it to be there and doesn't drift into kind of that spiral of thinking about his mechanics again. 1-1 pitch to the first baseman Rumfield. In on him, crack bat, easy play. One first baseman to another. Easy to sit up here and say, easy even for people down there to talk about, but difficult when you don't feel that your mechanics are right to be free. And we talked about this a couple days ago too. Same for pitchers.
Well, it's right. Like, how can I be convicted if I'm not having any success? Right. It's an interesting dilemma. It's kind of like, you know, what comes first, the success or the confidence? It's not. And you can have all the confidence in the world, but if you're not having any success, then, I mean, doesn't matter how good you feel.
Here's your boy Kyle, who took Sasaki deep back in April, takes outside here for ball 1. He was 0 for 4 yesterday, but did draw a walk and has reached in 15 consecutive games. Eight major league home runs for Karros. 3 of them have come against the Dodgers.
Yeah, this was earlier in the year. He got a fastball. Rockie had fallen behind. Left it on the inner part of the plate.
Hits this one hard. Left center field. Has he gotten him again? He has. A bullet of a home run from Karros in Dodger Stadium. You've heard that a couple hundred times. This time it's Kyle, and it's 3-1.
Rockie had just landed a nice slider on the outer part of the plate. Then decided to come in with that four-seamer. It came in at 99, went out at 108. I mean, I'm just glad the Dodgers have 3 runs, but I'll admit it. Yeah, I'm happy. I mean I got to be, right? Like, I mean, yeah.
Strike 1 on Troy Johnston. So you hit 133 of them here, and now you got one of your boys.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
2 of them
right?
in this park.
Yep. Next one will be pitching here.
Yeah.
Coming back from Tommy John.
Coming up through the Dodger system. Amazing. 9 home runs. 4 of them have come against the Dodgers. in his 15 games against Dad's club. Chopper, Freeman, coincidence, or do you think that there's something there, like I'm going to show these guys, I'm going to show you?
Like if you could channel that, and I'm going to show these guys, right? To be honest with you, if you really want to get deep in it, like I think it's much greater than anything that you and I think about, right? Or like somebody out on the field. Like it's look, I'll sit here and say I've been blessed by this organization since I was 5 years old, learning about the Dodgers. And I don't think it's coincidence that my dad grew up a huge fan of the Dodgers. And I love this organization, and it's, you know, it's why I'm where I am today.
And in a beautiful story, a lot of what he knows came from you. A lot of what you know came from your dad, who was the Dodger fan. And Kyle puts it to use homering against Dad's club for the 4th time in 15 games against him. Organization that his dad hit more home runs for than anybody else. Poetry, man. Edward Julian, the hitter, had 2 balls and 1 strike.
Well, real important though for Roki not to let that have any impact. I mean, he's thrown dynamite so far to start things off. He's had good control. He's got a lead.
High fly ball off of the bat of Julian, and there it goes. Long gone. Julian's 3rd. The 5th that Sasaki's given up in 4 1/3 on this homestand.
Again, I was saying that long inning of 25-30 minutes that Roki had to sit, it's not an excuse, but it is something that impacted what's going on right now. I mean, he came out 6 pitches in that 1st inning, and this is, you just hate to see that right there, the facial expression, because you talk about conviction, all those sort of things. Where's the confidence?
Ball on Tovar. We had that 4-start stretch, and I know that 2 of the starts were against the Angels, but 4 starts against big league teams. He had a 1.48 ERA. He gave up 1 home run over those 4 starts. This is now 9 the last 5 starts. Tovar to second. Edmund to first. Rockies have cut it to 1 and a pair of home runs. Karros and Julian both going deep. To lead off this 2nd inning for the Dodgers, getting his 2nd start for the team, his 2nd start in the big leagues. 0 for 2 on Sunday in his major league debut. After 9 minor league seasons, most of those in the Tigers organization, came to the Dodgers this year and finally cracks through to the big leagues. And if you're watching Sunday's game or have read anything about this, you've heard this, but we'll tell it again, that hours before he made his major league debut, he got word that his sister Eliana and his stepmom Patricia had been found dead in the wreckage of the earthquake in Venezuela. So he debated whether or not to play, decided that his sister and his stepmom would have wanted him to play, thought that it'd be the best way to honor her. The E for Eliana, the P for Patricia. He went out there and played, but can you imagine? Greatest day of your life, also the worst day of your life. Something you've been waiting your whole life for. Get to the major leagues. Also unthinkable tragedy the same day, July 5th, 2026. For Alfonso. Strike 1 on Ohtani. Death toll in Venezuela is north of 3,500 at this point. Continues to climb as they go through the wreckage. More than 60 active major leaguers from Venezuela. 3 of them on the Dodgers. You got Alfonso, Miguel Rojas, Edgardo Enriquez, all from Venezuela. And many more that have played the game before and are coaches or managing teams or in front offices at this point. So many people around baseball impacted by that earthquake. Nobody closer had to hit home more than Eliezer. Ohtani's down on strikes, 2 gone in this 2nd. Let's go down to Kirsten.
Thanks, Joe. Well, just with speaking about everything that's happening in Venezuela, the Dodgers have decided to find a way to help support. So for today's game, the Dodgers Foundation is dedicating the 50-50 raffle proceeds to support the earthquake relief efforts in Venezuela through the American Red Cross Venezuela Earthquakes Fund. Then the Dodgers have decided they're going to match that LADF donation, doubling the impact for families affected by the disaster, guys.
All right, Kirsten. Here comes Tommy Edman in a 3-2 game here. After that 39-pitch first inning, Hughes trying to work a quick second. Edman singled against him in the first inning, as he's done often, attacked the first pitch. 8 out of 11 on the first pitch is Tommy Edman. That's a little skewed because any numbers on the first pitch are going to be on balls in play because you can't strike out on the first pitch, but still. Paid off for being aggressive. That base hit, Edman back above 350. 352 his first month. The Dodgers 3 runs over 9 innings in yesterday's game. 3 runs out of the first 4 hitters of the game today.
Well, that big hit by Kyle Tucker really opened things up, at least let him breathe a little bit.
Well, the 1-2 to Edman is fouled off. Him and them, right? Give the Dodgers a little breathing room and let him sigh a little bit of relief. Right. And again, finds himself trying to build.
And that's the thing is, you know, what's, I don't want to say it's tough, but you're not going to have the numbers that you want, and it's not going to be for another month and a half.
Strike 3 called on the inside corner. And so Gabriel Hughes in his first major league start is finding it. 4 strikeouts out of the last 5 outs. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Get fired up with the Hot Ones Munchie Meal. Dodgers 3, Rockies 2, top 3. And the 9-hitter Brett Sullivan to lead things off for the Rockies against Sasaki, whose first pitch is high. Dodgers have lost back-to-back games only one time the last almost 2 months to the Baltimore Orioles in June. 36-15 in that time. And with by far the biggest divisional lead in baseball. They lead the West by 14 games. Both the Diamondbacks and the Padres are 45-46. Play tonight and again tomorrow. Those 2 teams do head-to-head down in San Diego, and then the D-backs come here on Friday. Next largest lead, Milwaukee, 7-game lead in the Central. What had been the biggest lead in baseball in the East, the Atlanta Braves, is no longer that. Braves have had the worst record in the majors the last month, going 7-17. Phillies have kept on charging. They're within 2 games. And here come the Fish.
Right.
Clayton McCullough's Marlins since the start of June, 24-8. 1 back of the Phillies, 3 back of the Braves for first place in the East.
That starting staff is no joke. It is no joke at all. Perez, Alcantara, Meyer.
They're one of the teams that you figured would hold the keys at the deadline. Do they still trade those guys, or do they go for it?
I got to go for it. Like, you get opportunities. I
I'm
mean,
with you.
why not? Again, with that staff.
Got the guy who's leading the National League batting race, Renato Lopez. Right. Exciting young offense.
Stowers has come back, and he's finally starting to get going and hit like he can carry a ball club. Look at that. They need to add. There's no question. But they have to be players in that trade deadline.
Walks the 9-hitter to start the 3rd. Marlins 2 years removed from losing 100 games. Got a couple teams, the Marlins, the White Sox, not removed that far from being just absolutely terrible. Having amazing seasons.
But you can make those types of turnarounds if you've got the arms. And like I said, the Marlins, man. Nationals are doing it just swinging, though. That's.
Yep.
But I think if you've got the arms, you can make the case that you can be around for the entire year.
Top of the order, Jake McCarthy, fly to center on the first pitch of the ball game. This one spiked. And into scoring position goes Sullivan, representing the tying run. One pitch. McCarthy swings and misses, laid on that fastball, and it's 1-2. Jake McCarthy's knocked in 4 runs over the first 2 games of this series. That gives him 27 runs batted in the last 14 games. You don't think of him as a big run producer, but he's been that for them. Bounces this one to short from Mookie Betts. Up to third goes Sullivan, 1 away.
Rocky got Moniak swinging in the first at bat. 3 pitches. He started him off with that 4-seamer and then 2 splitters. Feel like you can go to that splitter right away.
And he does to get strike 1, and that sets everything else up. I mean, you see it with your eyes. You see it when you look at the numbers. He is a different guy when he gets ahead. You get strike 1 on a batter. Their OPS is below 700, which is below average. If he starts with ball 1, the OPS goes above 1,000 into MVP territory. Infield pulled in for the Dodgers here with a tying run at third, 1 away in the third. Moniak hits a high fly ball to center field. Tagging at third is Sullivan. Call will make the catch. Sullivan comes in to score, and the Rockies once again have come back to tie it. All 3 games in this series, they've trailed by multiple runs and have erased the deficit. Here they don't wait around those. The 9th inning that they did it on Monday. It's the 8th inning last night. They do it in the 3rd here. Bases are clean. Carrick is up. Switch hitter, fly the other way his first time. Broken bat, roller to second. This time it's Edman for real, and he throws over to first and gets Carrick to finish off the inning.
Fans on July 11th will take home an exclusive sun-hung mint bobblehead. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Of LAFC fame. All tied at 3 to the bottom of the 3rd. Freddie Freeman a lead off against Gabriel Hughes. Settled into his first major league start. Made his major league debut on Friday night in relief, but getting the start here today. And as a last-minute announcement, it was supposed to be Ryan Feltner, but they move Hughes up and Feltner back a day. Hughes gets the start against the Dodgers. And he's ahead of Freeman 0-2. Before the first 5 hitters of this game reached base against him, 3 came in to score. But he struck out 4 of the last 6 that he's faced.
Wow. Jeez. I mean, the guy's magic. He is magic. I wonder if he's laughing, just going like, dang, I can't even believe I'm that sweet.
Took that out of his glove. Pinpoint strike 3. That's 5 of the last 7 that he sat down on strikes. And 3 in a row against Ohtani, Edman, and Freeman at the top of the order.
You know, those last 7 hitters that he's faced, he's thrown 6 balls of those 7 hitters. And you look at last inning, he threw 1 ball, did not throw 1 there to Freddie. I mean, he's painting right now. He's got into a groove.
Walked Mookie Betts the first time, loops in a curveball for strike 1 here. Betts came in to score after that walk. On base 17 of his last 18 games. Pop fly, shallow right. Johnson is on. 2 out. Now these 2 pitchers have traded places after that first inning. Sasaki cruising on 6 pitches in the first while he labored through giving up 3 runs, but that has flip-flopped.
Number 13.
Well, I think one of the things though with Hughes, at least I noticed in the first inning, he didn't, as you would say, lose that conviction. At any point, it could have been very easy for him to do so.
Goes to work against Muncy here. We walked the first time, and he's in with strike 1. Continues to pound the zone. Said he used to be a guy where steam would come out of his ears. He gets so hot, so heated when he was pitching, but has had to work on that to harness those emotions a little better. But to do it here in your first major league start's extra impressive.
I think anything so far that kind of again jumps out, it's that 4-seam fastball that has the cutter-like action, and that's what's given the Dodgers trouble up to this point.
And that goes back to what you were saying earlier. We got a challenge coming here, and that is
the ball call.
you can read about it, you can see the data on it, you could even probably plug it into the trajectory, but to really get an appreciation for it is to go up there and see it.
The call's overturned. The pitcher's a
So it's
strike.
1-2 on
Colorado
Muncy.
retains their challenge.
Mentioned both his parents were doctors. He said growing up, excellence in our family wasn't optional. He is the valedictorian of his senior class in high school, went to Gonzaga, got his degree in biology in 3 years while playing for the baseball team. And if baseball didn't work out, he's thinking he was going to follow his parents' footsteps and go to med school. Strikes out Muncy, bookend K's on this 1-2-3 third. And man, it's a different guy than started this game. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Southern California Ford dealers. Discover the complete Ford lineup. Rugged, stylish, and powerful trucks and SUVs engineered for your adventures. 4, 5, and 6 for the Rockies in a tie game as we move along to the 4th. Sun sets over LA, and TJ Rumfield lines the first pitch he sees into center field for a hit. So Rumfield 1 for 2. He's hitting close to 400 the last 20 games, and he keeps it going here.
Just a fastball center cut. I mean, couldn't be any more center of the plate. And Rumfield having a great rookie season. Back-to-back Rookie of the Month awards.
Brings up Karros, who went deep, first of the 2 home runs in the second inning against Sasaki, who is now 3 for 3 against with 2 long balls. Sasaki gets strike 1 here. 585 OPS in that quick call up last year. It's up to 799 here in his first full major league season. Here are the 2 home runs, the one that he hit against him in April, and the one tonight. I read, EK, that he said a shift in mindset, passion over perfection. He said he first
came up with that.
Yeah. I mean, he said you first get here and you feel like you have to be perfect, but that he's found that's no way to play baseball.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard enough at this level. And I will say, and I said it last night, yeah, there were some struggles last year, but he had 250 total at-bats above high A before he got to the big leagues, and has had to learn at this level, and it's not easy.
Chopper to third, gets by Muncy and down the line. Hit it hard again against Sasaki, and he'll end up at second base. I think he's found his guy. Every hitter's got one who they just own, and he is now, assuming that gets ruled a base hit, 4 for 4 against Roki Sasaki with 3 extra base hits.
Number 20, Troy Johnston.
And it came off the bat at 99 miles an hour. And again, if Max Muncy doesn't make that play this year, the way he's playing defense, not many will.
Second and third, Rockies looking for the lead. Troy Johnston, 4th in the league, hitting .310. "29 years of age, got to the major leagues last year for the first time with the Marlins, and then they cut him loose. Rockies got him off waivers and wasn't really on the radar coming into spring training, but had a good spring, made the team. And how about the year he's having? Out of Puyallup, Washington. Played baseball, played football, and he wrestled. His dad was the wrestling coach, so he didn't have much of a choice there. He liked tonight's pitcher for the Rockies, went to Gonzaga, and was a 17th round draft pick. And Troy has said, look, I was a 17th rounder. I spent 6 years in the minors. I'm not supposed to be here. And that perspective, the gratitude that he has from that, he says, is what fuels him every day.
He's been real good with runners in scoring position. Roki has an opportunity to put him away here.
Does with the high fastball. Second K for Sasaki.
That's a great pitch because, again, it's close enough in the zone that it forces the hitter to make a decision. Roki goes fastball at basically 100 miles an hour. Excellent sequencing there and excellent put away pitch.
So now it's Julian. He homered in the second. His one more surprising. This is just his 3rd of the year.
Yeah, he got a splitter. And, you know, a few years ago he was in Minnesota. It was double-digit home runs, and the traditional numbers aren't great, but he controls the zone as well as anybody in the game.
Yeah, that rookie season with the Twins, he had 16 home runs. He got Rookie of the Year votes, but he goes from 16 home runs as a rookie to 8 the next year to 3 last year to pretty much cut loose and picked up by the Rockies.
Now Roki has an opportunity to really turn this inning. Go out of the zone with a competitive pitch.
Made a good one, but Julian flashing the biggest skill that he's got, like you were talking about, that strike zone discipline. So it's 1-2. Rumfield at third, Karros at second. Crowd trying to give him a boost. Here's his 2-2. It's gone full. 0-2 to 3-2 on Julian.
He got ahead with 4-seam fastballs the first 2 pitches, and then has gone splitter. He went 4-seamer, slider. I mean, I feel like if you go with that high fastball right now, you've got a good chance for a swing and miss. Much like the pitch he threw to Johnston.
Payoff. Fouled off. Went with a splitter. Julian just got a piece to stay alive. Dodgers 3 in the first, Rockies 2 in the second, 1 in the third. Looking for more here in the fourth. Another 3-2 from Sasaki. Julian pokes it down the left field line, foul. Well, by no measures a good outing for Sasaki, but the one thing that's been a huge improvement from his last start is how efficient he's been. He needed 88 pitches to go through 3 innings against San Diego last week. At 50 here, 8th one of this at bat, and he strikes him out. Back-to-back Ks, and they're still anchored to second and third.
Sasaki has made 2 elite pitches with the last 2 hitters to put him away. That thing just a filthy slider on the outer part of the plate.
And so 4 away from Jumbo Jacks, 1 away from getting out of this inning unscathed. Ezekiel Tovar, the most aggressive man on the planet, swings and misses. Nasty splitter.
I mean, if you're Sasaki right now, no fastballs and just throw the splitter. Let it just dive out of the zone.
Good stop by Alfonso.
Now, if you're Sasaki or Alfonso, you've got to call that pitch again. Because as a hitter, you're thinking there's no way that he's going to do that with a runner on third. He's going to throw a fastball. Tovar is sitting on a fastball right now.
Chases more than anybody. And that's exactly what they did.
Perfect.
Now the old Kershaw conundrum. You've thrown back-to-back splitters. Can you execute a third in a row?
I mean, with all respect to Kersh, I'm throwing that splitter. I don't even care if I execute it because there's a good chance that Tovar is swinging at it. The only thing I'm asking for is Alonso to be a brick wall back there.
Second and third, nobody out. Now second and third, 2 out, and a 1-2 pitch.
I mean, Alfonso's just got to, no matter what, he has just got to smother that ball. And again, credit to him for, Alfonso calling that pitch repeatedly. He is working back there.
Second major league game for Alfonso. Another 1-2 pitch from Sasaki.
No.
Poked to deep right field. Tucker's going back. He's going to get away with this, throwing the fastball in the strike zone. And he's able to get out of this inning unscathed. To his second and third, nobody out. The Rockies don't score.
How has Hughes been doing it tonight? It's been the 4-seamer, but it's not one of those traditional 4-seamers that are straight or have a little bit of rise. This has a cut, and you've got to think extreme Mariano Rivera, but Dodger fans, Kenley Jansen. And that's what he's been able to keep the Dodgers off balance with, especially these last few innings.
Oh, he has absolutely pounded the zone with that fastball. 29 out of the 34 fastballs he's thrown have gotten him strikes. And that's a pitch, a unique version of that pitch. It's going to take the league a bit of time to get used to. Bottom of the 4th inning, Teoscar Hernandez leads it off, and it is that fastball in there for a strike. Struck out his first time. 1 of the 6 for Hughes in his first start in the big leagues. Pop fly, shallow right, easy one for Julian. 1 gone in the 4th inning. Up comes Kyle Tucker, who's got the biggest hit in this ball game, a 2-run single back in that 3-run first. And over the last month, he's hitting .380 with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, that's a huge hit in the first inning, right? The Rockies were on the verge of staying away from some extreme damage, but Kyle Tucker does a nice job of driving the ball the other way. More importantly, driving in runs. As you mentioned, Joe, good for him and good for the Dodgers.
Alden Gonzalez for ESPN.com had a good piece on Tucker today, talking about the post-game cage sessions that he's been doing a lot of nights lately. Not something that he had done a whole lot of throughout his career, but he's never really experienced struggles like this throughout his career. Alden quoted a Dodger official in there who anonymously said that he's probably done more work in these last 3 months than he's done the last 3 years, not for a lack of wanting to work. It's just he didn't have much to fix the last few years. And Kyle basically said step one has been missing the pitches that I should hit. A lot of the focus goes on the fact that he's chasing more and missing more, but he says that doesn't happen if I hit the ones I should hit at the start of the at-bat. Chase comes as a result of being in pitcher's counts and feeling somewhat desperate.
Well, and that's the thing is, you know, we see it publicly, you know, how he plays on the field, and, you know, maybe it's non-emotional. You couple that with the, you know, the non-production as compared to, you know, what everybody expected, and you get this perception. And it's a false perception, because all of these guys want to do well, and all of these guys work. I mean, it drives me nuts. Oh, this guy's really working. Oh, really? Like, these guys don't work? I mean, I hate when that happens. And, you know, I'm glad that it's got out that he's been working after games.
Oh, what a pick by Julian. Steadies and throws to get him. On a night where Julian's got a home run, he's also got a web gem.
That ball was smoked. 99 miles an hour, and Julian just kind of throwing the glove out there, and the ball ended up in the glove. Again, even going back to Tucker, that's going to be it's like climbing a ladder. It's going to be step by step by step. You're not going to wake up and be at the top all of a sudden. It just doesn't happen like that.
Downstairs on call, who had an at-bat to forget his first time up. He burnt both Dodger challenges and then eventually struck out. The Dodger fans, I think they've been listening to you, kid. They let him hear it. He got booed at the end of that at-bat. Tovar will throw him out, and that is now 10 in a row retired since the Rockies' start to this game for Hughes. World Champion Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Toyota dealers. We make it easy. 3 runs in the first inning for LA. No base runners since. Well, the Rockies have come back with 2 in the second, 1 in the third. Brett Sullivan leads off the 5th. Sasaki throws, and Sullivan swings and misses. You know, in all 3 comebacks for the Rockies, a leadoff walk has played a role. It was Sullivan leading off the 3rd inning with a walk as the 9-hitter coming in to score the tying run. Sullivan, 32 years of age. Padres, Pirates, first season with the Rockies. Caught the corner, 1-2.
He wanted the challenge right there, but that's a good non-challenge because, again, the situation does not call for it at all.
The splitter's been good for Sasaki tonight. The splitter and the slider both. 3 of the 4 hits that he's given up have come off his fastball. Slap to third, and Muncie's there.
That pitch was the 4-seamer, and the location was great. And you mentioned the 4-seamer had been getting hit, and yes, it's a 4-seamer, but the location is just, it's not been where he wants it. The splitter has been great just off the plate. The slider, and a well-located pitch, he's going to have success.
Top of the order, McCarthy, who's 0 for 2, and a well-located splitter. And most of the talk revolves around the splitter, which is the new version of it, and the slider. That was the big talk this offseason. But as with pretty much every pitcher that's ever pitched, as long as you've been playing this game, it goes back to, can you locate that fastball? Yep. Rising action of the 4-seam right there.
He's getting it up there tonight too. 99 miles an hour. Alfonso doing a great job tonight. It's early part of the game, just burying pitches with his chest. His ball's in the dirt.
On a 1-2, McCarthy lines it back to Sasaki, who's ready for it. Look what I found.
Good reaction by Sasaki. Came off the bat at 81 miles an hour, but the difficulty as a pitcher, and especially when you're that close, is the depth perception. You don't realize if it's coming super hard, if it's coming off at 80 or whatever, and just the ability to make that catch.
Moniak with two away, pops it up. Left side, Betts and Hernandez. It's Tasker Hernandez taking charge. And in a 1-2, 3/5 for Sasaki. Halfway home in a tie game.
Heritage Night on Friday, July 10th. Purchase a special ticket pack and take home an exclusive Black Heritage Night jersey. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more information.
9-1-2 coming up for the Dodgers here, looking for their first base runner since the first inning when they brought 8 men to the plate against Hughes. He has been locked in. Now 34 out of 40 strikes on that fastball. Strike one on Eliezer Alfonso, lined out his first time. 1 ball and 1 strike. Eliezer was saying that a couple weeks ago his sister Eliana told him that she had a dream and that it was a beautiful dream. She didn't want to jinx it, so she wasn't going to tell him exactly what it was about. But then he said on Sunday, the day that she passed, that he's pretty sure that it was this, that it was him getting to the major leagues. He said he sure wishes she could be here to watch it, but that it was a special thing to think that she knew this was coming, that she saw this coming. He said every time he steps into the box, he's going to picture her voice, because she had one of the loudest cheering voices when she'd come to the games, always cheering him on, telling him to hit it hard. So that's what he's imagining. Looking for his first major league hit. Down 1-2 here. Hughes comes home. Alfonso smacks a fly ball to left field. And Moniak will run down for the first out of the 5th.
Dodgers tonight have yet to get a leadoff hitter on.
Ohtani was 0 for 2. .300th home run for him last night. The Dodgers have 3 of the 18 active players that can say they've hit 300. Mookie Betts got his 300th earlier this year, and Freddie Freeman also 300. High fly ball, left center field, but just under it. 2 away. 5th fastest guy to get to 300, Ohtani is. Judge, Kiner, Ryan Howard, Juan Gonzalez, and then Shohei Ohtani. He's the only guy to have 300 home runs and 100 stolen bases in his first 9 seasons, and he's way past 100 stolen bases at 170. One-of-a-kind player, so many different ways you can say that. Another way is this. The guy I just gave all those hitting numbers on has a 1.79 ERA.
That's
Gonna start on Friday, first game of the series against Arizona, to wrap up his first half on the mound. Second only to Jacob Mizorowski. 0-1 pitch to Tommy Edman. On the ground to short, Ezekiel Tovar. And this is 4 consecutive 1, 2, 3 innings for the kid making his first major league start. Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Shakey's Pizza Parlor, serving up handcrafted pizza, crispy fried chicken, and famous Mojo potatoes since 1954. Dodgers got 3 runs in the first inning. They don't have a base runner since then. Rockies tied it against Sasaki with 2 in the second, 1 in the third, but he's settled in and back-to-back scoreless innings, and here he is into the 6th. Tonight with things are teetering on, felt like another really bad outing, but credit to him for getting into the 6th inning here and on 67 pitches. Again, in his last start, 3 innings, 88 pitches. Carrick, Rumfield, Karros. Strike 2.
I mean, if you look at this outing so far by Sasaki, yes, there were some small pockets where you go, oh man, really 4 or 5 hitters. But outside of that, it's really been an effective evening. You know, and that's what gives the Dodger organization hope, and because there are arenas and glimpses of what he can do.
Strikes out Carrick with a back foot splitter right there.
And you see him do it, so you know it's in there. You know he can do it. He just needs to be consistent with it. You know, and that's the difference between a big leaguer and a minor leaguer. Is it's not so much the ability or the stuff, it's the consistency.
Second major league season form, first really conventional major league season form. Rumfield taken in the dirt here, of course, shut down last year in May and didn't return until the end of the season, and that was out of the bullpen. Speaking of the pen, Jack Trier begins to loosen. And still just 24 years of age. Two and one.
See, and I like that pitch right there. I like that call. Goes to off speed 2-0. Stays away from that four-seamer.
And that turns it up with a four-seam right there.
And notice the location. Close enough where it's competitive, not a strike. Again, you see this type of sequencing and you say, okay, yes, we've got something.
Fires 2-2. Often scrambles after it. Throws. Picked by Freeman. Sasaki sticks with it and gets some help from his first baseman and some help from the fact that Rumfield is one of the slowest runners in the league. 2 out in the 6th.
So the last 3 pitches he went slider, four-seamer, splitter. Again, that ball hit harder than that one he caught. Does a nice job of recovering and then taking his time to make the throw. Freddie helping things out.
Trying to solve Karros, who is now 4 for 4 against him with a double and a pair of home runs. Splitter, strike 1.
Rocky so far, I'm sorry, Joe, Rocky so far tonight, 1 for 9 on that splitter.
I mentioned it last inning, but it's the fastball that they've gotten most of their hits on. But fastball's been better as this start has gone on. Back-to-back splitters. That's a pitch that he didn't have when Karros faced him back in April.
I mean, he's given up hits on fastballs both times to Kyle. You got to come back with a splitter or slider off the plate.
And he freezes him on a slider to the corner. And for Roki Sasaki, 9 straight retired back to the 4th. 3 to the bottom of the 6th in this series rubber match, and our performance spotlight is sponsored by your Southern California Nissan dealers. And when we were watching that first inning, we did not think he'd find himself in that spotlight. 39 pitch first inning, 10 pitches per inning since, and he's not given up a base runner since 5 of the first 7 hitters of the game reached. And the first big league start for the 24-year-old, born in Anchorage, Alaska. Grew up outside of Boise, Idaho. Freddie Freeman lofts one foul, 1 ball, 1 strike. Now, all we talk about the Rockies and these hitters having good seasons, the offense getting it going. Ultimately, it's all going to come back to, can they develop pitching that can find a way to thrive in the major leagues? First round pick a few years back. Hughes home with a 1-1. And on Freeman to get strike 2. Looks the part, 6 feet 4 inches. Size from his dad's side of the family. His grandpa Donald is 6'5" and was a first baseman in the minors with the Tigers. Freeman up the middle. Tovar's waiting. 1 gone in the 6th. 14 straight retired for Hughes.
So you go back to the beginning of the 2nd inning, 5 balls. 5 balls since the beginning of the 2nd inning.
That's crazy.
I mean, this is Robleski like, right? I mean, you're just pounding the zone, and the thing about it, the Dodgers haven't been able to solve them. And see that, you know, Mookie didn't like that at all, but there's not a thing he can do, right? Just got to wear it.
You can send complaints to Alex Call. If you happen to just tune in, Alex tonight, big no-no, burnt both challenges in a first inning at bat. Something Randy Arozarena did last week. A little more on brand for Randy's hair
like
on fire.
Right, like I could totally get that if you told me, but if you told me that Alex called, I would be like, no, that did not happen. So out of character for Alex.
Brennan Bernardino starts to loosen in the Rockies pen. He had a rough outing on Monday night. Betts tries to lay off. Sasaki's finished. He goes 6 innings and buckles down. It looked like it was about to go off the rails again, but after giving up the 2 runs in the 2nd, the 1 run in the 3rd, back-to-back hits to open the 4th. Betts takes just slow. Key moment of this game, that 4th inning. Single from Rumfield, double from Carroll. 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. Sasaki goes 1, 2, 3 from there, starting to string where he's retired 9 in a row. A little bit low again. Challenge coming here from Sullivan. I think the previous pitch was probably closer than this. And the Rockies are going to be down to 1 challenge.
The call's confirmed. The pitch is the ball. Colorado has 1 challenge remaining.
Well, by going 6 innings, Sasaki has now made it more starts for the Dodgers this year of 6+ innings than they had all of last season. 57 this year already. Betts on 3-2 went around strike 3. He was able to lay off a similar pitch his first time up for ball 4. This time, though, he succumbs.
So again, that's a check swing because it's a 4-seamer on the register, but it's got that cutting action, and it's I'm on it, I'm on. Oh no, I'm not on it. Try to hold up, and again, this is going to be the type of guy you see him the first time. It's not going to be good for you as a hitter. But after you get some information on him, you'll be more comfortable.
First one to Muncy. Breaks inside. Offered strike 1.
And you can tell just by the types of swings, the check swings, the indecision, that the Dodgers just aren't familiar with that pitch.
Muncy to right. Base hit. First base runner since the 1st. Throw from Johnston, not in time, and a 2-out double puts the go-ahead run in scoring position.
Now, on the other hand, the slider is a conventional pitch, and he leaves that in a location that Max can take and drive into the corner. Again, the fastball, that's what is the difference maker. The slider, the changeup, the curveball, those are set-me-up pitches.
So the Dodgers have their first base runner since the first inning, and Teoscar Hernandez comes up with a chance to give him the lead. Hernandez 0 for 2 today, 4 for 29 since coming off of the injured list. Schaefer's got Bernardino getting ready. Hernandez trying to make it too late.
We need y'all to get loud. Come on, Q. They can do better than that. Stop playing. We need to get loud. We got to score. Louder. Louder. Let's go.
Muncy at second, 2 gone, and a tie game in the 6th. Hughes to Hernandez, lifted down the right field line. Johnston moving into the corner. He's got room, and it takes just 1 pitch after the double for Hughes to finish off 6. This ball is brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com to discover movement that inspires. A 3-3 game to the top of the 7th. Call to the bullpen is brought to you by Jacoby and Myers. Jack Dreyer was in the game for all of 2 pitches yesterday. He was out there when that crazy play happened in the 8th inning. Let the go-ahead runs come in to score. And the ugliest defensive inning of the season for the Dodgers, but he's back out there tonight.
He's right at the ship. Remember when he came back, he didn't hit the ground running, but he didn't have a rehab assignment. They brought him back, and he started right back in the big leagues. But he's been throwing a lot better and working his way back into that reliable Jack Dreyer that we've known.
Going to face a couple pinch hitters here with left-handers due up and Johnson and Julian. Instead, it's going to be Freeman right here, and Willie Castro's in the on-deck circle. The Dodgers went into last night's game 1 error in their last 18 games, and then the 2 errors in 1 inning that led to the 3 unearned runs. I'm not sure exactly what the discussion is here, maybe about whether or not he can make a mound visit here with the pinch hitter announced. Got 4 of them left. And there was no mound visit prior to this. Maybe that's not it. All right, but the hitter is Freeman. Leading off a tie game in the 7th. Dreyer comes home. And on the first pitch, grounds it to second. All right, so 3 hitters, 3 pitches over the last 2 nights for Dreyer. And this one a little more uneventful.
Yeah, he's not able to get his work in, right? I mean,
he's
throwing more pitches down in the bullpen, warming up.
1 away for Willie Castro. Going to pinch hit for Julian. Miguel Rojas was talking about that 8th inning last night where he was in the middle of both of those plays, and he said he was way more bothered by the mental error of not being home at third base on the crazy throwaway than the potential double play. He said that was a play I should have made, but that was a physical error, and those are going to happen. It's the other ones that are inexcusable, he said.
And that's fair, because your mind's wandering. And now I will say, to be locked in for 162 games, it's unreal. Like that's not realistic. And if anybody gets a pass of probably about 10 of those plays, it's Miguel Rojas.
And Dave Roberts used the word grace. He said he's owed a lot of grace. Strike 1 on Willie Castro. Castro, switch hitter, much better from this side of the plate. Down 0-2, just like that. Struck him out on 3 pitches.
Dreyer making this look real easy. 4 pitches, 2 outs already. And Castro just had no chance at all.
2 quick outs here in the 7th, and here's Ezekiel Tovar, who's 0 for 2. Does have the kind of power, if you're not careful, though, as he's shown in this series. Give the Rockies the lead. Curveball is punched to second, and on 5 pitches, Dreyer goes 1, 2, 3. 7th inning stretch brought to you by Sit and Sleep, SoCal's most trusted mattress store. Gabriel Hughes in his first major league start. He gets tagged for 3 runs over the first inning. Just 1 base runner after that, and he goes 6.
Well, you also take that first inning, 39 pitches. After that, 55 the rest of the way.
So the Rockies bullpen takes over, and shockingly, Rockies' pen has fired 25 consecutive innings without giving up an earned run.
Right, we took a look at that and said this has got to be a typo, right? Got to be, but that's, and they've given up some runs, but as you just said, earned run, they've been as good as anybody.
Tucker hooks the first pitch that Bernardino throws down the line and foul. Had the 3 scoreless innings in yesterday's game. Had some good work on Monday night as well. Yeah, it's not a group of guys you'd figure would put up a stretch like this. Best stretch of the year for them since the calendar turned to July. Offense has been good, 8 runs per game this month. The pen has been awesome. They've gone 5-2 in July, and they're a 500 team over the last month. They're looking for their first series win at Dodger Stadium in 5 years. Ball 2 on Tucker. Tucker's 1 for 2. Biggest swing of this game for the Dodgers. His 2-run single in that first inning, and you think about where they'd be without that. We were talking about it at the time. You had to take advantage of the chance to get a big inning against Hughes. Little did we know how important it would be that they did that with not another chance after. Grounds out to second, 1 away in the 7th. And here's Call.
Center fielder Alex Call.
Facing Bernardino out of Valencia High School, former Valencia Viking. Sidearms that first pitch outside. Went from Boston to Colorado in the offseason. Over the last month and a half, he's got a sub-2 ERA. Started his pro career in the Reds organization. 5 years in the minor leagues. And then got released. Wanted to keep on playing those, so he went the indie ball route. He pitched in Canada, he pitched in Mexico, he went to Venezuela, pitched in winter leagues, and that's where he picked up this more sidearm delivery from a teammate down there. Still didn't really have any attention, so he said, you know what, I'm going to go door to door. He was living in Phoenix. I'm going to go door to door from facility to facility and see if anybody will give me a shot. Cleveland did. So signs with Cleveland, gets another opportunity in affiliated ball. Doesn't cut it with them, though. So where does he go? Back to indie ball again. Proves himself again, only to get another chance in the majors with Seattle. Fly ball off of the bat, a call to left field, Moniak. On the track, he's got it, 2 away. Didn't make his debut until he was 30 years old, Bernardino. What a journey it was just to get to that point. So pretty awesome what he's done in the years since to establish himself as a really good arm.
Well, a really good arm pitching in a ballpark that is not conducive to really establishing your career or resurrecting your career or whatever it is. He's done a nice job up to this point.
If he keeps doing that, he might get himself out of that.
Well, that's true,
hitter's
right?
paradise that is Coors Field. Alfonso slaps it down the line, foul. 0 for 2 today, 0 for 4 in his short time in the major leagues. He was hitting .313 for Oklahoma City at the time of his call-up. Flies it to center for Carrig. 1, 2, 3, 7th. Bernardino picks right up where Hughes left off.
Philly with the game's biggest events. The action begins with the T-Mobile Home Run Derby on Netflix July 13th. Then catch the 96th MLB All-Star Game presented by MasterCard on July 14th on Fox.
A Home Run Derby, couple more guys signed up for it today. You got Wilson Contreras, Jack Caglione of the Royals, Ben Rice of the Yankees. Junior Caminero is having an insane season for the Rays. All have committed. Schwarber and Harper thinking about doing it. A Philly representative. 3-3 game to the top of the 8th inning. Alex Vesia is on to pitch.
He's just trying to mimic what Jack Dreyer did, and Vesia's had a real nice season. It's yet to give up a home run. Opponent's only hitting 133 against Alex. Facing the bottom part of the lineup and then turning right over to the top.
He's only given up one hit his last 5 games. It was the walks that he had to pitch around against the Rockies on Monday night. Able to put up a 0 in the 8th inning, even with a pair of walks. And he's going to see a pinch hitter right here. Braxton Fulford, the right-handed hitting catcher. Pinch hits for Brett Sullivan, the lefty. 9-1-2 for the Rockies in this inning. Only guy left on the bench is Hunter Goodman. You wonder if he's even available. Missing the last couple of days with the wrist injury. So here we go. Fulford, who's got 2 home runs this season, pinch hits to lead off the 8th. And a change for a strike. Speeds it by him. Pinch hitter and then 2 left-handers at the top of the Rockies order, and McCarthy and Moniak to follow in this inning. Lefty Vesia delivers 0-2. Top of the order for the Dodgers coming up in the last of the 8th. Only 1 base runner since the first inning for LA. Rockies don't have a base runner since back-to-back hits to open the 4th. Bouncer to Muncy. High throw, and there Fulford's going to reach. So it's an error on Muncy. And after just 1 error for the Dodgers over the previous 18 games, that's 3 the last 2 nights.
I mean, he fields it cleanly and gets himself in a good position with his feet, throws it over the top, just sailed on him a little bit. Fulford runs relatively decent. You got to believe that McCarthy's going to bunt here.
He is a good bunter. Doesn't show it, though. Takes a strike, and the Rockies do bunt a lot. Even in situations where it seems like they shouldn't, they do. Here's a situation where you can make a pretty good baseball argument for it. No sign, though.
You still got to be aware of it right here.
Muncy is. He's on the grass at third. Swings away. Strike 2. The other thing is that even though McCarthy's been a good hitter against left-handed pitching, lefties are 4 for 45 against Vesia this year. Guess he got a left-hander on deck as well in Moniak. Go ahead, run at first base. Fulford doesn't have great speed. Vesia throws. McCarthy, the top lefty hitter in the league this year. Cranks one to deep right field. Tucker's back. It's over his head. Bounces into the seats. A ground rule double. Second and third, nobody out in the 8th. And the Rockies at it again late.
That's an 0-2 pitch right there, and Just the location not good at all, just right over the center part of the plate. You see Alfonso, he wanted it on the outer part, and this just is left right over the middle.
Well, we get the answer to the question we posed a moment ago. Is Hunter Goodman even available? Here he comes off of the bench. Second in the National League, 27 home runs this season, headed to the All-Star game on Tuesday. And the Rockies, who scored 3 runs in the 9th inning to get it to extras on Monday, scored 3 runs in the 8th inning to win it last night. They've scored more in the 8th inning or later than any team in baseball. A crazy rally against Aroldis Chapman a few weeks back.
I mean, the one thing about it is they all grind. You know, they may not come out on the winning end, but they do grind, and they're able to put together competitive at-bats. And I've been watching it all year long, and right now in this situation, you see the infield in right now trying to cut off the run. Like I don't know that Goodman's going to be swinging. I really don't. I don't know that he can. Well, there you go. He's swinging. He may be swinging, but like I said, this is a wrist injury that you didn't play yesterday and you didn't play start today. And if I'm Vest, I'm throwing 3 fastballs all high. If you can catch up, you can catch up, but I'm saying you can't. That's why you haven't been in the lineup.
Sticks with it. Goodman takes it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Vesia trying to do his best Sasaki impression from the 4th when the Rockies had 2nd and 3rd and nobody out. The same situation. They hadn't had a base runner since then prior to this. Here comes Vesia with a 1-1 pitch. Goodman swings and misses. Pulled the string on him.
Remember, the Dodgers faced this same issue earlier in the game in the 4th inning. Runners on 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. Sasaki went strikeout, strikeout, F9. Just make sure everybody heard you say it, Joe.
You said it better. 1-2 pitch. Struck him out with the fastball. He went right to where you said they should. And there's out number 1.
I mean, a smart job by the Dodgers and Vesia, really just to go after him, and especially to go up in the zone. Goodman, again, whether he's up at the plate or not, that the wrist has been not good, and now they're going to walk Carrick and go after Rumfield.
7th strikeout of the game gets you the Jumbo Jacks tomorrow. Carrick is put on intentionally, brings up Rumfield. So the lefty-lefty matchup here, as you said, and Rumfield much different than McCarthy, not close to as good lefty-lefty. Rumfield's OPS 300 points lower against lefties than it is against righties.
Well, and it's not that he doesn't hit him, it's that there is zero slug on lefties. The other thing that you have, if you're the Dodgers, it's a great opportunity, is a double play. Rumfield does not run well. But again, he's also the type that'll flip a ball into left field at 80 miles an hour.
Bases loaded, 1 away. Tie game in the 8th. Vesia throws. Rumfield takes ball 1. Second time in as many games in this series for Vesia that he's been up against it. Got out of the traffic on Monday. Delivers 1-0. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I mean, you can crowd him. Go hard in here.
Spins it away. Ball 2.
Remember now, the Dodgers are out of challenges. Colorado still has 1.
Pop up. That'll reach the seats, even the count at 2-2. Right-handed batting, Karros waits on deck.
Yeah, you have to believe that Vesia, this is his last hitter, unless it's, well, regardless, this is his last hitter.
Good. Enriquez warming in a hurry. Aaron Muncy cracking the door open here. Double from McCarthy. Walk for Carrick. Bases loaded, one gone. Tie game in the 8th. The 2-2 pitch. Wow.
I told you, I mean, you can crowd him all day long. The thing about it, though, is he gets the bat on the ball. I mean, that ball would have hit him in the back shoulder.
Yeah.
That ball had the left breastplate written all over it.
Another 2-2. He got him to chase. Strike 3, 2 gone. Here comes Dave Roberts. Edgardo Enriquez, who has continued to climb the truss trees at the top of it here as he gets ready to come into a bases loaded jam against Karros. Vesia getting a pair of strikeouts and out away from getting out of this jam.
Aquí se va el mound desorden.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Dodgers, number 60, Edgardo Enriquez.
Como lo mueve esa muchachita, le mete el dembow y no se quita. Yo tengo el ritmo que la debilita. Ella tiene nalga y tetita, nalga y tetita. Ella tiene nalga y tetita. Ella tiene nalga y tetita. Ella tiene nalga y tetita.
Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Good times. Tied at 3. Bases loaded for the Rockies here in the 8th inning. With 2 gone, Kyle Karros comes to the plate and Edgardo Enriquez comes on to face him.
You see opponents are hitting a paltry 163. Sinker's about 100, the four-seamer's about 100, and then a nasty slider. You just look, right now he's got to just throw sinkers. Sinkers and mix in a slider.
10 consecutive scoreless outings for Henriquez. 8 consecutive outings without giving up a hit. Opponents are 0 for their last 24. Karros, 2 hits tonight, a homer and a double against Sasaki. Four-seam downstairs, ball 1. In the air to right center field. Tucker is there, and the Rockies leave him loaded in the 8th. Forget to tune in after the game for Access Sportsnet Dodgers, the post-game show to recap what is another good game. You got the Dodgers, the best record in baseball. The Rockies, one of the worst. We've had 3 tight ball games, and on Ohtani bobblehead night, Shohei to lead off this 8th inning for LA. 0 for 3 in tonight's game. 4 hits, 2 home runs, 5 knocked in the first 2 days of the series. Antonio Senzatella's on the pitch. On a team that is 38-55, he's 8-0. First one to Ohtani is in for a strike. Now the Rockies, EK, going for it there the way they did with the pinch hitters, to put themselves in a kind of a dicey situation here. Braxton Fulford, the backup catcher, is in left field for the first time in his pro baseball career. Ohtani chases that frisbee of a cutter, and it's 0-2.
Well, kind of their philosophy is when you have a chance to strike, you do it, and then you worry about later on in the game. And obviously their manager thought that that was the right opportunity. I mean, really all they've got left is Michael Lorenzen, a pitcher who has played in the outfield previously.
0-2 is on the corner for strike 3, 1 away.
I mean, not much you can do if you're Shohei on these pitches. Just dotted them, and sometimes you just got to tip your cap.
Dodgers won for their last 20 with 6 strikeouts. Tommy Edman singled on the first pitch that he saw back in the first inning. That started a 3-run rally. That was it. You tuned in a little bit late tonight, you missed it all. Hopefully there's more. Dodgers haven't lost back-to-back games more than one time the last 2 months. Haven't lost a series to the Rockies at home in 5 years. Trying to finish off this first half strong. This homestand against the division. Took 3 of 4 against San Diego to start it. Split the first 2 here against the Rockies. The D-backs coming on Friday. Edman takes away ball 2. Poked down the left field line, fading foul. Not too far off.
Right.
Making a run at that pole. Evans average at .339. He's got just 1 home run, though. It was a shot in Sacramento. On this 2-2, Edman fouls it back, stays alive. Freddie Freeman waiting on deck. Senzatella, the converted starter. Edman into right. Freeman will not get there. 1 out hit for Tommy Edman here in the 8th.
Yeah, nice job by Tommy. Not a smart play at all in right field. Freeman coming in and doing everything he can just to smother it and not let him get it. Not let it get by. He gets committed into no man's land. Does a nice job of keeping it in front. Dodgers had opportunity right now. Freddie had opportunity last night, looking to redeem himself here.
Yeah, Dodgers had bases loaded, nobody out in the 9th inning last night, and could not score with the top of the order coming up. Freeman was part of that. Consider putting Edman in motion here?
No, not with Freddie up at the plate.
Stole a base last night. It was just his 2nd this year.
Freddie gets to hit, and if he doesn't, then I let him run.
Ball and a strike. Doubled in the first inning. Came to score one of those first inning runs. One pitch by him. 1-2. It was 94-95 when Senzatella was a starter with a 37 with a record well below 500. It's now 97-98 out of the pen. Home of the 1-2 to Freeman, and it's in the dirt. Count evens 2-2. Asks down to third himself, does Senzatella. But Adam Beck says no. To right. That's a base hit. Edman chugging for third. Go-ahead run is 90 feet away. They had just one base runner the last 5 innings. There's just one base runner the last 6 innings, and they've had back-to-back hits right here.
Freddie does a nice job of getting the bat on the ball. 70 miles an hour off the bat, but finds some grass. The Dodgers are in business. Tommy Edman hit a ball 72 miles an hour, base hit. Freddie hit a ball 70 miles an hour. The Dodgers on the verge of taking the lead.
Same kind of opportunity they had in last night's 9th inning. Traffic on the bases, less than 2 outs, and a superstar player at the plate. Mookie Betts takes a ball. Walked and scored in the first inning. He's 0 for 2 and 1 for his last 17. Looking for the lead in the 8th. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Are you ready?
Strike 2. Senzatella going for a strikeout right here. Tying run at third, 1 away.
Mookie's got a guard on the pitch away.
Go ahead run at third, beg your pardon. 1-2 outside, 2-2. You were talking about this the other night. Situation that Mookie's been one of the best hitters in baseball throughout his career, but this year just 188 with runners in scoring position. Two. Betts chops it foul. Right side of the infield is wide open. Middle infielders play halfway. Castro tight to the bag at second. Fouls it again, just barely stays alive. Another 2-2. Good take. Ball 3. Nobody warming in the Rockies pen. This is Senzatella's 8th. This is Senzatella's 8th pitch to Mookie Betts. There'll be a 9th. And again, you've got a catcher who has never played the outfield and left.
Mookie just looking to shoot something into right center. Just flip it out there.
Another payoff to him. He scorches it into center field to give the Dodgers the lead. A bullet of a base hit from Betts. 4-3 in the 8th. How about that at bat?
It was so good. He laid off some pitches, kept fouling them off, and then he gets a pitch. Senzatella tries to go inside to beat him, and you're not going to beat Mookie Betts inside, especially when you get a good part of the plate. He let the ball travel and rifled that thing up the middle. Tried to throw a sinker and run it inside. Didn't get it in far enough. Mookie pulls his hands in, doesn't get greedy, just shoots it up the middle.
Strike on Muncy. And with that, Tanner Scott has sped up his warming up. Getting ready for the 9th inning. Freeman, Castro, Tovar due up for the Rockies. 0-2 on Muncy. First run for the Dodgers since the first inning. First lead since the Rockies tied it in the third.
Going back to Betts, he was 1-2 in that count. Ended up seeing 9 pitches. It's his first hit on the 9th pitch or later since 2024.
Wow. Muncy down, swinging on a curve, 2 out. Trying to hand Senzatella his first loss. Here it is, 28th appearance out of the pen this year. First and second, 2 gone, Teoscar Hernandez.
Well, much like Kyle Tucker did in that first inning, need a hit here from Teo just to kind of open things up a little bit.
Flail and a miss right there, 0-2. After a 1-for-12 performance last night in these runners in scoring position situations, 2 out of 6 today. Hit from Tucker in the first inning, and then Betts coming through here in the 8th. Hernandez drives the ball in the air, deep right field. Freeman back, twisting to the track. He's got it. But the Dodgers have taken the lead, and a Mookie Betts base hit. Fasten those seatbelts. To the 9th we go. Tanner Scott coming in, looking to shut it down.
Mookie Betts, he falls behind 1-2. So what does he do after that? He doesn't give up. Fouls off a few pitches, takes a few pitches. He gets himself to the 9th pitch of the at-bat. What does he do with it? Oh, here it comes, folks. Bam! Base hit up the middle, puts the Dodgers ahead. Tanner Scott coming in to shut it down.
Ball 1 on Tyler Freeman. It is 6, 7, and 8 coming up right here. And Scott, who has had just a wonderful season, a bumpy one in the first game of this series. Freeman sends a fly ball to right field. No big deal for Kyle Tucker. And on 2 pitches, he gets the first out. Had not given up a run. And Andy Pajes, by the way, is into the game in center field. Scott had not given up a run since June 9th when he gave up the 3 runs in the 9th inning on Monday. He had walked 3 all year and then walked 2 in that 9th inning.
Yeah, a complete anomaly the other night. Tiring that first hitter, huge.
Here's Willie Castro. Strike 1. Castro off of the bench in the 7th inning, struck out. 6 home runs for the season for Castro. Tovar waits on deck as Scott comes home with an 0-1. Strike 2. It's making an all-star case for a lot of this season, and you know, a bit of a shot to that case with the 3 runs he gave up on Monday, but big picture has still been a remarkable turnaround from his first year with the Dodgers. 47-5 strikeout to walk ratio, one of the best in baseball. And from a 4.74 ERA last year to a 2.70 this year. Here's his 0-2 pitch. Castro wanted to, but he's able to lay off.
And the Dodgers have done a really nice job tonight pitching. When they found themselves in trouble, whether it was Sasaki or Dreyer and Vesia coming through and making the big pitches when they had to. Tanner Scott just continuing that trend.
Strikes out Castro. Rockies down to their last out.
Well, we've talked about it all series. Tovar up at the plate has the power to hit it out. Tanner Scott ought to just drop sliders out of the zone or fastballs out of the zone. You throw anything over the plate, he may get you.
2 outs, 9th inning. Dodgers by a run. First pitch to Tovar is outside, ball 1. We're talking about the chances the Rockies have had. The Dodgers pitching out of those jams. Last night it was the Dodgers going 1 for 12 with runners in scoring position, losing 4-3. Tonight the Rockies 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position, losing 4-3.
Well, and again, you take it a step further with what the Dodger pitching did. Second and third, 2 different times with nobody out. You didn't even need a hit. You just needed contact. And Dodgers were able to strike out Rockies hitters.
4th and in the 8th. Ball 2 on Tovar. Now, who would have thought we'd have 3 very entertaining tight ball games, 3 one-run games. One of the things that makes this sport special, you can take the best team and the worst team and put them together for a few days, and you just don't know how it's going to go. Rockies down to their last strike.
You see Tovar offering at that pitch down in the dirt. Scott can go right back there again.
Strikes him out, blows the fastball by him to finish it off, and the Dodgers take this series of one-run games 2-1.
Kyle Tucker and Mookie Betts, the big base hits. Opportune times, Dodger pitching. Sasaki threw relatively well. I mean, he had a hiccup here and there, but also when he found himself in jams, he dialed it up, striking guys out. Really a nice win for the Dodgers, especially coming off of last night's game.
Yeah, so Sasaki, the 2 runs in the second, the 1 run in the third, the back-to-back hits to set up that first, second, and third nobody out situation you reference in the 4th, but he winds up getting through 6 innings and no damage after the second. So the Dodgers take this series. They get their 61st win of the season to lead the majors. For Eric Karros and Kirsten Watson, Joe Davis saying so long from Dodger Stadium. Off day tomorrow, the Diamondbacks coming on Friday for the final series of the first half. For now, stay tuned. It's Access Sportsnet Dodgers.
Approach there to get to Sensatella.
Early in the count, I was trying to drive it just to make sure we got the run in, and once I got down, it was just pure battle, put it in play, and just see what happens. I was able to foul some pitches off, and I got one that, I mean, I was able to put a good swing on, and I'm glad it went fair. I hit enough foul balls at bat.
There's obviously a lot of familiarity there, but is there anything you were able to take into your at-bat from what you were looking for, whether it's from Tommy or even Freddie, who were in front of you tonight?
No, I faced him a bunch of times, but out of the bullpen, you know, it's a little different. And so the way he pitches is a little different. So that's really my first time facing him out of the pen. But I mean, it was really just kind of being in competition and just playing.
Last night was a tough loss. So a lot of today was about turning the page. With Hiroki Sasaki, how did you see him just grind through this outing, but really get back on track after having 2 on there in the 4th inning?
Yeah, that was huge. You know, he had a couple stops, early in the game. I mean, it's gonna happen. He's still working. I mean, obviously we see what he can do, and we're all on his team. We're fighting for him, and I mean, he gave us a great outing today. Letting him score 3. I mean, we got to be able to score more than 3 runs, as this offense, and so he did a great job grinding through it, and fortunately we got the win.
You guys were able to support him with that in the end. Mookie, congratulations on this win tonight and the win on this series.
Thank you.